What's going on, guys? Aarava here, and welcome back to my Motorsport Manager career mode on the PC. And today is the first time we do this career mode with the 1.1 patch, the brand new patch for Motorsport Manager. I literally, as soon as I stopped recording last episode number 4, the patch came out and it started downloading on my computer. So literally just came out yesterday, so first time that we're going to be using it, so I'm unaware of what it's really going to change this season, because a lot of the things that it fixed with the performance parts, the kind of upgrades, were all to do with transitioning from one season to the other, and basically what they fixed was, you know, maximum performance of last year's car not being kind of taken into account when it does the base stats for the next year's car. So my car started off apparently worse than it really should have. So I don't think it's actually going to affect much of this season, unbeknown to me. Anyway, either way, we'll continue on and see how it goes. You know, obviously, last time we had an absolutely incredible episode, so if you did not see that, please do go check that episode out before you click this one, because we were threatened with being fired. Obviously, you can clearly see that we haven't been fired, but it was an amazing race. We had to come third or above, and just go watch it. Just go watch it. But now we continue on to the British Grand Prix, my home Grand Prix, obviously, at Guildford, a place where we won last season with CRUZ. So hopefully we can maybe emulate that. And after, well, it's been enough time in the video, I'll just say it now. After the win last episode, I'm hoping that we can try and do the same. I was just curious, actually. I was looking at this little player stats, and I was looking at career history. Comparing the two seasons, very, very contrasting. You can see the kind of difference that kind of bug made in terms of the performance, because we've had 6 races so far, and we've only got 1 podium to the 7 we got last season, and we've only got 1 win compared to the 4 wins we got last season. So, yeah, a very stark difference. You can definitely tell. So, I think we're gonna have to just try and do our best for the rest of the season, and then we'll see where we go, and hopefully we can actually do the job maybe in season 3 finally. But let's check out the mail first and see what's going on. Obviously, we've just come back off the last race. So yeah, this was the little email we got about being safe. I will accept this interview from Channel 6. That was a great win for CRUZ. What was the key to success? It's simple. I made all the right calls on the pit wall. Yeah, I'm just going to bloat my own ego, because I think that's what we did, you know. We rocked everything. And then Manger was tipped for a very high finish this weekend, but only managed 4th. Well, that's a pretty damn high finish, to be honest. So I think it was a great drive. I'm sure she'll bounce back, but I don't think she needs to bounce back, because that was a brilliant drive from her. She had a much worse car, remember, last episode, and she did brilliantly, absolutely brilliantly. So let's quickly check everything. So our HQ is being built. We've got, obviously, our car's being fixed from last race, so let's quickly finish that. We've got a new sponsor, but let's have a look at the car parts that we are going to improve at the moment. So obviously we're looking at improving the performance of this gearbox. We've maxed out the performance of this gearbox here, the second one. So that's all good. We've maxed out the engine capacity of this, and also in terms of the brakes, we could probably design new brakes. I think that could be quite important. Suspension's pretty the same, but brakes, we've only got 1 set which are in the 100 region. So I think I want to design a new set of brakes actually. And I think that will maybe be worth it. Or, to be honest, do we maybe just stick with what we have for now and start saving money for next season? Because, to be honest, let's be honest, looking at the standings, I don't think we're going to be winning the Constructors this season, which means we won't really be progressing up a tier, I don't think, at the end of this season. So is it really worth it, spending all of our money? I think maybe we should keep some and maybe start saving for next year again. So let's go for fat stacks and try and save 1 million per race once again, like we were at the end of last season. I think that'll be good. And because I believe the way it works is that only like the highest parts are taken on to next season or something like that. So maybe it's not worth making all these new parts right now at the end of the season. So let's just focus on this. This will get done 1 hour before the race. Can we get that down to, yeah, there we go, 10 days before the race? Yeah, that's all good for these two. What else could we maybe improve reliability of? Well, we could do the front wing and rear wings, but they're at 80, so that's not too much of a worry. We could do these brakes, that's at 70%, but that's the worst brake, actually, so we're not even going to use that. So really, I'm kind of happy with just improving those still, for now. So let's check out the sponsor, and then we'll continue on. So we've got Squillardo. Yeah, Squillardo Games. 4th or above, 7 races, no upfront payment, but 900 bonus. I'm gonna take a rain check on that. I don't think we necessarily need that. We've got 2 really nice sponsors here that do pay us quite a bit. So yeah, we'll go for that. We'll continue on. Not much else to really discuss right now. We're just waiting for these parts to get done. We actually got a political vote, though, actually. So that's something we can do. So let's check out what the vote's actually about. They would have told us in an email somewhere. I must have missed it. Oh, there. Here we go. Yeah, point system changes. Right. So there's going to be a debate about in a move that could have a huge impact. Okay. Proposed rule would see points only being given out to the top 5. What? Nah. No. Top 5? That's ridiculous. That's the stupidest rule I've ever heard. That is so stupid. No way. Okay, here we go. We've got new sponsor offers. So you've got upfront payment of 750,000, bonus payment of 650. This is for 6th or above, and this is for 5th or above. You know what? Why don't we? Should we take this? Should we take this? Over the races, we'll get. I think more money. I'm not too sure. I can't be asked to do the maths. This is 3-star, and these two are 2-star. That's all I'm sitting. Let's just go ahead and wait. We'll just wait on that. We'll wait on that. We'll make them wait more. But yeah, that GMA vote. How ridiculous. Points for the top 5. That sounds like the stupidest idea in the world. Right, CRUZ has been doing some charity work abroad. Okay, so he's got plus 20 on marketability. Good work, man. But then we've also got CRUZ Entourage causing problems at Archer. Entourage, plus 10 morale, but 25% mechanic relationship. This sort of sounds like Lewis Hamilton sort of vibe. CRUZ's Entourage. So it's kind of like, you know, celebrity pals or like the friends he hangs out with. Okay, here we go. The politics. Let's vote on this. Very stupid change. We've got 4-4. We've got obviously a lot undecided and 1 against at the moment. We've got voting power of 1. Do we have 2? We do have 2. I'm going to vote against. Don't need any of this crap. Don't need any of this crap. Right, the vote has been rejected, and to be honest, it is actually quite a close one. Actually, a very close one. Probably worrying that it was this close, that so many people actually wanted only the top 5 drivers to score points, which I think in F3 or GP3 is just ridiculous. I think there's not enough consistency across the board from driver to driver, from team to team, for that to be a good thing. So, yeah, that's, no. So, actually, I'm curious to see what the rules are going to be for 2018. So, this is 2017. So, for 2018, the only thing that's been decided upon that's going to change is replacing the Russian Grand Prix. Apart from that, all the current rules are going to stay the same. So, okay, that's fair enough. Right, let's continue on. Let's wait for our cars to our car parts to be improved upon, then we'll see where we go from there. Right, we've now got factory stuff idle, so let's see what we're going to improve. I think rear wing, front wing maybe. I think those two might be in unison, or perhaps the engine. I think the engine, actually, on second thoughts, the engine's going to be a lot more important. So let's improve the reliability of our best engine and also our second best one. That's going to get 1 day before the race. Perfect. I think that's all we need to really work on. Maybe put that brake. Maybe, but, you know, we can get complete reliability in these engines we do 1 day before. So let's go for that, and I'm happy with that. And then we can move on to the race, really. I've just noticed as well, our job security has actually gone to secure now after the interview we did. It's now secure. So we've no longer got a bit of a kind of panic of maybe getting fired, but we're still below target at first place. Remember, in the team standings, we're 4th at the moment. It's going to be very, very difficult to catch first place, to be honest, and get promoted. But we'll try our best. But honestly, I just want to try and maybe get back to at least 3rd place where we were before last season. Right, reliability work is done, so now we can move on to the British Grand Prix. Over the weekend, I'll improve reliability of this. So let's add this on. We'll add the brakes on. What else should we do? Let's put this one on there as well. Performance upgrades, what can we do? We can do suspension performance upgrades, so that's going to take 3 hours after the race, so let's move this about a little bit. Yeah, that seems about, yeah, that's alright, we'll leave that, that'll get done after the race, but let's head to the British Grand Prix. We're going to go for this, first place, let's try and aim for it, Fit parts. Now, the thing is, she was unhappy. Moreira was unhappy with her parts last race. And yet she performed the best she ever had. So really, I think she's a bit of a kind of, you know, polar opposite. She gets rubbish parts. That motivates her to drive better. I honestly think that's how her mind is probably working there. So I'm going to go for giving the best parts to CRUZ yet again. I'm sorry, but you perform better. You perform better with worse parts. So let's go. Top speed crucial, suspension crucial, high speed crucial on the rear wing. It's going to be heavy rain for the race apparently, but clear for practice. That's something to note. So a lot of the stuff we're going to do in practice may not actually matter too much in the race in terms of the dry tyre running. Right, so you've joined us in practice here, and it is actually raining in practice, which is really good for us because we can actually get some wet weather running here. It will eventually get sunny, unfortunately, so maybe the dampness on track will go down eventually. But for now, we can get some good wet weather running in. So, yeah, that's I'm actually really happy about that. So let's look at the setup here and see what we're going to go for. Obviously, rear downforce, they said, was quite crucial, so let's bump that up quite high. We'll bump up the front wing as well a little bit. Handling-wise, looks like CRUZ doesn't want to go too far away from what he's got right now in the middle, so we'll go with that. Tyre pressure will bump up 1 click there. That'll just be on the teetering edge. And then speed balance-wise, we want apparently quite a long gearbox, so we'll just go that long, see how that goes. In terms of tyre choice, how much wet? Well, we don't have full water on the track, so it is intermediate conditions pretty much. But it did say in the race it was going to be heavy rain. So I'm actually hoping that maybe there's some more rain to come that we don't know about towards the end of the session. So maybe we get some wet weather running, like some full wet weather tyre running. We've never actually had to use these tyres ever this season yet. So that'll be quite cool to actually use. But there we go. That's going to be CRUZ's setup in terms of Moreira. Okay, rear wing. Put that up a tad. Front wing. I'm going to go to the edge there. Tyre pressure up by 1. Handling-wise, I'm going to try and keep it right in the middle there. And then gearbox-wise, I think the long gearbox is maybe the way to go. Suspension keep in the middle, but we may need to change that. And then inters as well. Right, we're going to send them out. So stint, we'll just go a long kind of 6-lap stint. Tyre choice inters, send out. 6-lap stint on the inters, send out. And we'll just see when the rain starts to slowly come down, or if their setup is wildly not what it needs to be via the team radio, then you know, obviously then we'll bring them in and see what's what. But for now, we'll just send them out on a long sort of stint. That's also one thing that has changed, actually, guys, that I do know from the patch. That in the past, you may have noticed that some droplets of rain, like these droplets, were seen on screen way too early, like when there wasn't that much rain on track. Oh, actually, there's enough rain now for... there's enough rain for heavy rain. Come back in. Jesus, what am I doing? There's enough rain now for wet weather. We need to quickly come back in. Quickly! Quickly, come back in. You can do like 1 lap on the full wets. Yeah, that's the patch. The patch notes did say that they fixed it, that the droplets were coming out too early into when they should have, when the rain was coming down, so they fixed that. So now we definitely will know when it's time for inters, basically. And I must say, though, by the way, different subject, this track looked beautiful just then in the kind of darker realm with the floodlights. It looked actually pretty damn sick. We're too damn aggressive with the wing angles, apparently. Okay, we'll see how that goes for them when they come in. Let's speed this up, bring them in here, and we need to get on the wet tyres just for a little bit, just to get the kind of actual knowledge of the wet tyres, because I have a feeling that in the race is going to be a lot of wet weather running. But handling very poor. Okay, so he wants a lot of understeer then, apparently. Send him out on the wet tyres. Send Moreira out on the wet tyres. We're probably going to have to bump up the aero. Okay, she said it was okay. So she actually wants less downforce than CRUZ wanted. Okay, so we'll bump that down then to about there, I would say. In terms of suspension, we'll put that a little bit high, because it looks like this track definitely needs the suspension. And in terms of gearing, she thought it was good, so maybe she just wants longer gearing, so that will come naturally with the springs. Race trim 4 laps, wet tyre please, send out. Obviously it's sunny now, so just as we're going out, it's going to start, you know, lessening on track in terms of the amount of water, but at least I'll get a tiny bit of running on the wet tyre and a little bit of knowledge on the wet tyre. Okay, so we're about 2 and 50 seconds gone till the session's over, and it's going to start. It's as you can see there clearly on the little tracker, the rain's going to come down even more now. So initially it was actually inters time, because some people went on inters and they did quite well there on the actual lap times, but obviously the rain's coming back down, so we can just stay on the wet tyres, get the knowledge up, and I don't think we'll get level 2, unfortunately, for wet weather tyres, just because of that time we wasted at the beginning. If I had gone straight into the wets, we probably might have got level 2, so that's a mistake by me, but we'll get race level 2 at least, so that's at least a good thing for that. I don't have any knowledge on the dry tyres, unfortunately, so we are screwed if the weather forecast was completely wrong. for the race. And with 20 seconds to go, yeah, it doesn't look like we'll get level 2 for wet tyres. But nonetheless, we've got some setup work in on this set of tyres at least, and we've got level 1 at least. And it seems like the setup's all good, apart from maybe CRUZ wanted maybe a little bit less downforce, just like Manger was also saying. Apart from that, though, looks like the setup should be okay, unless I've got that wildly wrong, and the team radios are something that maybe aren't still fixed yet. I don't know, honestly, if that was something they looked at in the patch. But from what I'm hearing from the two drivers, everything was cool apart from the downforce. But that's the session over. So we, you know, pretty decent job. I did make a mistake on not going straight onto the wets, but for the first time, actually, we're in the top 10 in practice, which is a surprise. But nonetheless, as I've said before, I don't really ever care about practice in terms of where we come. It's all about the race. Right, race time. It's going to start intermediates. In terms of the weather, looks like it's going to continue to rain, so the rain is going to ramp up here. So I'm going to try something very, very different. So here we're going to go on to race trim and wet tyres, obviously. That's what we trained for, wet weather, race trim. I'm going to try something very, very different. You can see the water on track is going to steadily increase. Now, the wet weather tyres did not fare too badly in practice in the lower damp regions. So, do I maybe count on the weather to get worse and worse since starting the Grand Prix? Because if we do, this is my thought. CRUZ is going to be far back because he's gone up in the championship, so he's going to be around there at the back. What about we put him on the wet tyres and just leave him out there and see how he goes? And he could maybe get quite an advantage when we get to this part around lap 4. The only problem is, if it starts to go back down again straight away, we really have wasted a lot of our energy. So that's my thinking. We've got some setup work to do anyway. He did not like, apparently, this amount of downforce. He actually preferred it when it was lower. So we'll bump that back down to about... no, actually, we'll keep rear wing up. We'll just put down front downforce. In terms of the gear ratio, I'll bring this back down because he actually liked the speed balance. He thought it was excellent there. And handling we'll keep there. Tyre choice. I just don't know. I really do want to try and maybe just risk it for a chocolate biscuit. But at the same time, if it doesn't work out, I'll look like an absolute fool. So in light of that, we'll just go with the safe option. We'll go for, in terms of fuel level, I'll bring down the fuel a little bit. We'll go to... Actually, you know what? No, we can just push the fuel in the first stint anyway. So we'll fill up completely. We'll just push the fuel max. With her, I'll just keep it. I'll keep the setup. She looks fine. Fuel maximum, yeah, I'm not going to actually underfuel them because I'll just make sure they push harder on the fuel then, so we don't need to extend it. But we'll go attack, and that will be it. Remember, 1.2 million for first and above. Let's go. Manger is going to start in 9th place, and it will be CRUZ in 15th place. So bit of a difference in position. CRUZ for the first time quite far back here, but we go to 5 red lights for the British Grand Prix here at Guildford, the fake Silverstone, and we're underway. And CRUZ has got a decent start, already up into 14th place. Manger has lost positions there. I believe she was... Wait, actually, was she? Did she lose positions? I can't remember where she started now. But CRUZ up the order in 14th place. Pretty okay start to the Grand Prix. Let's speed this up a little bit. Manger drops some more positions. CRUZ goes up into 13th, so he's looking pretty damn decent at the moment. And obviously you can see the rain is already starting to come down on our screens. It's already starting to pick up a little bit, so we have to watch out. I'm going to constantly watch this screen. Ooh, looks like... Okay, there's going to be a lot more rain coming. So, oh my god, do you know what that means? Look at that. If you can faintly see that, towards lap 6, it was going to get even more wet. So, actually risking it could have actually worked out, but oh well. But we have to keep on looking at this, basically, and make sure we come in at the right time. I think the right time could honestly be around lap 3, as early as lap 3, so let's just let them push. Don't need to worry about fuel or tyre wear. That's not going to be an issue, so just let them literally push as hard as they want, and then we'll come in at the right time. But at the moment, CRUZ is in 14th, Manger in 10th place, so they're quite close actually in this Grand Prix, probably as close as they've ever had been in any sort of race. And CRUZ is trying to make his way up into 13th place, getting bogged down a little bit here, and the top pack are kind of pulling away. First place is really pulled away, and Antonov has really pulled away from the pack here. But let's see, no one comes in for an early pit stop there. I think we might risk it with CRUZ and come in for the wet tyres straight away now on this next lap, and just see how it goes, because it's definitely going to get very, very wet indeed. So I think it might be worth risking it. Let's see. Let's see what others do. Let's have a look at this mini-map. Look how far first place is. This is ridiculous how far he is. Look at the clean air he's getting. That is absolutely mad. In light of that, yeah, I'm pitting in this lap. Clean air is king on this game. It's just really, it does make such a difference. Park conditions all good. Fast pit stop there. So we're going to try and get CRUZ in some clean air here. Whereas we're going to continue on with Moreira on the intermediates and split the strategy a little bit. But you can see, ridiculous. Look at the OP-ness of this guy. Oh my god. Clean air. Absolutely OP as hell on this game. CRUZ comes in for the wet tyres. It's a good pit stop for him. Okay, man. Time to do the business. Time to do the business. We're going to go pushing on that. Fuel will go medium or actually high, and we'll go to medium a little bit later. But you've got clean air. You've got clean air. Show me what you can do on this set of tyres. Dilemma. I need to pit for inters. No, you don't. Ignore. I know what I'm doing. It's getting wet enough, my son. It's getting wet enough. Well, with Moreira, she's in 6th place. Everyone else looks like they're pitting for wet tyres, so we're going to stick out one more lap on the inters. We're going to come in this lap now for wet tyres. Park condition all fine. Fuel that up. Nicely done. Park condition fine. We'll go for the fast pit stop, so she'll struggle through for this lap. Hopefully she won't lose too much time, but there is a you know, a possibility that she might. Meanwhile, CRUZ up into 10th place, so look at that. That has really worked out for us. We've gained 3 places there. And we now have a bit better pace compared to these guys, maybe, as CRUZ been in the conditions for a little bit longer there. So, she'll come in at the end of this lap. There she comes through the last sector. The pits, where's the pit lane? Pit lane's coming up. It's quite a long lap, actually, a very, very long lap. So, she'll come in now. And as I mentioned in practice, look how lovely this track looks. With floodlights and the darkness and the rain. It looks pretty damn stunning. Good job, guys, at Motorsport Manager. Good job. The track looked lovely. So, Moreira comes in. You can see she'll come out in 12th place. So, it looks like the gamble we made with CRUZ has worked out for him there. Has worked out. Right, sit rep on lap 7. CRUZ is up into 6th place. He just overtook 7th place man while I was speeding it around. You can see Moreira is really down the order in 17th place, but that is because I've told her to save the fuel. I mean, both of them are saving the fuel. They both got the same strategy, but obviously compared to the people around her, you know, we had a few people pushing compared to her. So I'm trying to play the longer game with her compared to CRUZ because obviously she's further back because we, you know, stuck her out for probably one more lap too long on intermediates. But obviously I was trying to see what the best bet would be. We continue to look on. Looks like around lap 12, the rain's going to try and stop potentially. So I think in light of that, around lap 12, I'm going to pay back Moreira by pitting her for inters maybe and trying a gamble on that. And keeping CRUZ out on the wet tyres for a little longer, just to make sure they kind of get equal footing and I'm treating them fairly there. But for now, the gamble with CRUZ going a little bit earlier on the wet tyres has worked out because he's currently battling away for 6th, just dropped down to 7th, but he was in 13th, stuck in no man's land. And you can see first place is just over... Actually, what on earth? What? I thought that was first place. First place is like halfway around the track. What? Nah, that is just too OP. That is way too OP. Right, I've taught Moreira to now push. We put the fuel on overtake mode because I just realised we're actually coming rapidly to lap 12, which will be around the time we want to maybe pit for inters, and she's got the fuel to spare, so let's just let her push. Trying to take all these cars. There are about 5 cars here. If she could maybe get them, this would be absolutely awesome for her. Meanwhile, CRUZ still in 6th. She actually goes down to 19th. She's not doing too well. Maybe this is finally, compared to last race, the poor car parts coming to play. Although she does overtake 2 cars there, up into 17th place. Keep it going, girl. Keep it going. One more lap, and we'll pit you onto inters. I think at the end of this lap, it's good enough for inters, I think, for a little bit of a risk to go onto inters. For CRUZ, we'll stick him out for another lap on top of hers and then come in, just to not double stack them as well. But she can keep on pushing here, and she's up into 12th already. So, actually, did some people pit, maybe? I think some people, yeah, I think these guys might pit, because they're out of tyres, maybe, because she's up into 12th now, actually, in a flash. I didn't actually catch that. I was too busy looking around at this tracker. But she's up in 12th place now, so she's not doing too badly here. As you can see, the sun is out. You can see the glare. And it's time to come in. Come in. Oh, pause, come in. Inters, fuel options go long. Park condition looking all good. Fast pit stop, yeah, come in this lap. Risk it for a chocolate biscuit with her. And meanwhile for CRUZ, he's already around halfway through this next lap. And he can continue to push. Let's go. Let's push for it, man. You're going to come in the end of this lap. And you're going to go on to inters. Yeah, it's definitely time for inters. Here we go. Pits. Fuel up here. Park condition all good. Fast pits. Oh, no, I cancelled it. Oh! Whoops, I clicked cancel by mistake. I did not mean to do that. I did not. Don't cancel. Don't cancel. Pit at the end of this lap, for God's sake. Okay, we had a bad fueling for her, unfortunately, but come on, keep on pushing. Actually, you know what? Attack. Attack. You're on the inters earlier than anyone else. Attack. Attack. CRUZ is in. So it looks like some other people are staying out on the wet tyres. We're going to come in a little bit earlier compared to them, and we're going to push on CRUZ. But meanwhile, Moreira, her attack has not really worked out too well. She's down in 17th place, but she's going to undercut, hopefully, all these guys. I'm hoping. Let's go through. Down the pit lane she goes, and she's into 13. So pretty much the same place she started in. So that didn't really work out for her, but at least she's on the right tyre a little bit earlier than she was on the first pit stop there. So at the moment, CRUZ is in 3rd place. So first place man, the OP man himself, Antonov, is in 2nd place. Where is he? See, this is where CRUZ is. Antonov just crossed the start-finish line. So much of a gap to 2nd place. That's ridiculous. That is mad. That's a madness of a gap we have to try and get. We're now up into 2nd place. But, yeah, now 1st place man, Antonov. That's such a gap to try and close. If anyone can do it, it will be CRUZ. But I don't know. I don't know if he'll have enough laps left in the Grand Prix to do it. Eventually, we'll get down to dry tyres, I think it might be. Eventually, towards the end of the Grand Prix, potentially. So we'll have to watch out for that. I'm burning the fuel like crazy. Because if we do get to dries, I don't want there to be excess fuel that we've not used during the intermediate period. So I'm banking on it getting dry enough to maybe sneak in a dry tyre running. Maybe. So CRUZ is in 2nd place. So meanwhile, and Moreira as well, she's in 15th place in this pack of cars. And unfortunately, this race, it does look like her worst parts condition performance parts are kind of coming into play now, because she's not doing too well compared to CRUZ, compared to last race. If she can maybe get these two guys, that would be a bit of a success, though. Come on. Come on, overtake them. Yes, up into 14th. Nice work, nice work. Keep pushing on. So maybe overtake 13th place. Meanwhile, CRUZ just having a look at the indicators. Looking all good. Tyres getting a little bit hot, but that's fine. In a good region. Everyone's sort of in the same region. Looks like CRUZ. Okay, CRUZ into 1st place. Antonov has pit. What does he pit onto? He's put onto dry tyres, I think. I think he's put onto dry tyres. In light of that, attack, pit, go on to dries. Super Softs will go 10 laps. Super Softs all the way then. Super Softs all the way. We'll fuel up for how many laps is that? Only 5 laps. So 5 laps, 5.9. Park conditions good enough for us. Pit in this lap. Moreira, she could come in this lap. Yeah, she could come in this lap. So go in Super Softs, fuel options, 5 laps. We can do, yeah, 5 laps there. Fast pit stop. We'll go for balanced pit stop there. 8-second pit stop. Push in. Attack as well. Coming in for the dry tyres, I think. Yeah, it's worth it. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it to come in for the dry tyres. Right, we'll use her as a bit of a yardstick, because CRUZ is over here. We can cancel this pit stop at any point. Not anymore, though. Now he's coming in. Too late to cancel, but there we go. We've made a decision. We're coming on to the super soft tyres. This is the only way I think we can get 1st place. Right, CRUZ up into 2nd place as 3rd man Mello pits for the super soft tyre. So we made the correct decision here today. So we're looking very, very good. 3 laps to go. I'm going to tell Moreira to attack. Go to medium fuel, though, just in case she's maybe just about going to run out a little bit. We still got excess fuel on CRUZ. So let's slow things down a little bit. CRUZ in 2nd place. Is 1st place man going to pit? Where is 1st place? Is this him? Yeah, yes, it is. We get to 1st place. There we go. Get in. Yes, mate. Into first. This is 19th place. Okay, we're looking very, very good. Very good indeed. Very, very good. We're in 1st place. We've got the tyres. We've got the fuel. I'm telling Moreira to just push her tyres so much. With CRUZ, we can maybe relax a little bit, because 2nd place man is quite a bit away. We'll tell them to push a little bit just in case, but we're looking good. We don't need to push that much. When we've got excess fuel, we've got a bit excess tyre, but we'll in the Grand Prix. That is all fine. That is all fine. That's good. And park condition is very, very bad, actually, so we have to sort of push it to make sure he gets the buffer to 1st place in case his parts start to fail here. So let's be cautious here. We've got 1.6. Let's go high. And let's just take this a little bit cautious. She could probably push a little bit on her fuel. Right, CRUZ still in 1st place. He's got an issue with his engine, so he's slowed down a tad, but looks like he's still going to keep this. Mello is too far away at this point to get it now. So we're going to come through the final corner for 1st place at the British Grand Prix. Get in 2 wins in a row for CRUZ. Meanwhile, Moreira has run out of fuel. Even though I had it on freaking medium, she has run out of fuel. Unfortunate there. I didn't keep enough of a big eye on her. She's run out of fuel. 17th place, 16th place looks like, and she's going to crawl through. But I don't give a damn. First place for CRUZ. Get in there, my man. Get in there. 2 wins in a row. That is fantastic. She comes across for 16th place. Maybe could have been at least 13th place, maybe, if we, you know, maybe handled the very start at the beginning, didn't leave her out for one long lap for intermediates, and then also managed the fuel a little bit better, but still, CRUZ got the damn win. Get in there, my son. Get in. So, the second first place trophy to add to our collection for season number 2. CRUZ will now move to 3rd place in the championship. 12 points within first place of the Drivers' Championship lead. So, even though it's been a terrible season team-wise, as an individual driver, CRUZ isn't too bad. He could actually still maybe be on for the win of the championship, potentially. Meanwhile, Moreira finishes down in 15th place, moves down the order after that quite poor finish there. We move down 1 peg in the constructors, unfortunately. 42 points to Eastwood. That's a bit more of a task, but I'm confident now. And after that performance now, I'm more willing to give Moreira equal parts with CRUZ. Because now it looks like, with the patch, looks like it's been fixed a little bit, and now the parts do matter a little bit more. Maybe last race Alta was a bit of an anomaly, and maybe now she does need the better parts to perform. And if we can get them both scoring high, with CRUZ maybe winning, and her getting close to a podium, we could still try and maybe just scare some people at the top of the championship. And even after saving 1 million that race, we've got plus 1 million in the bank with the sponsor money. So that's fantastic. So we're saving money for the next championship, and we're also still getting 1 million rolling in. That's really, really great. Right, performance work has been done. So there's some factory staff idle. They're going to do reliability. What can we improve in terms of performance? The only thing we can improve on in terms of performance is this gearbox that obviously we're not going to use. So really, it's all about reliability now in terms of, you know, working on it. So we can't do engine. That's all good. Front wing, I think maybe something we could look at. Suspension's all 100%, so that's looking good as well. So really, it's just the gearbox, and we've got 100% gearbox reliability in this one. So really, we're looking very, very good in terms of reliability now, getting that up there. So I'm just going to focus on reliability there. 20, all allocated to that staff. We're still waiting on the HQ to be built. That's still 6 weeks away. So, at the moment, I don't know really what we have left to do in terms of... I mean, we could improve some more parts, and that's something that we could look at. So, in terms of the best part, we could look at maybe doing brakes. We could try and look at brakes. I think that's something we could look at. So, deceleration... 25 to max, potentially, and then plus 30 deceleration. So that'll cost 650,000, 7 days before the race. I'm good with that. Confirm that. So new brakes. I'm good with that. Let's continue on. Right, new brakes have been completed, so we can fit those onto the car. So, new brakes. Here we go. So we've got these new brakes. That will be for CRUZ. We'll give these ones to Moreira, and we'll improve the reliability of those ones. In terms of the engines, we'll give Moreira the worst engine still. In terms of gearbox, they are the same in terms of performance, so there's no difference between the two, so that's fine. In terms of suspension, we'll give her the better suspension compared to CRUZ, and hopefully that will be good enough to maybe sort of give them equal pegging. In terms of improving parts now, 96, 96, 96. So let's just put all focus on these new brakes to get the reliability up there. So that'll get done 3 days before the race. That is all good. That is all good. We've got to improve the performance of that. So let's try and see. Can we get this? Oh, it's just not going to be enough to get done before the race, but that's good enough. That's good enough. Right, I'm going to pause the sort of progress here and just go on back to upgrading the stuff. Obviously, we're upgrading the HQ of the staff center. I'm thinking we buy the scout center now, because we can maybe then get better drivers in the future. We've got CRUZ. He's a great driver, and don't get me wrong, Moreira is good, but I have the feeling that to really progress... you know, especially if we then get promoted to GP2 eventually, we're going to have to get, you know, some top key drivers and try and find an absolute gem of a driver. So we have the money to spend, and we're still getting 1 million each race at the rate we're going at the moment. So I'm confident in spending 2.2 on the scouting facility. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a scouting facility, confirm. Still got 3.4 on the bank, and I'm still feeling very, very confident about the amount of money we've got. So... new scouting facility. I'm happy about that. I'm excited about that. Let's continue on and make sure we get the reliability up, and then we'll go to the next Grand Prix, which will be Tondela again for the second time at the Portuguese Grand Prix. Right, we've got a dilemma just before Tondela. Bastard the disaster. We caught Baumann trying to sneak information out of the garage. She might not have been going out to leak it. She might have been going out to leak it to some of the other teams. Ooh. I don't want to fire her, though. She's too good. See, the last mechanic we had this issue with, I fired her straight away. But she wasn't that great. Bauman is freaking fantastic. I can't afford to fire her. I can't afford to fire her. But I'm going to have to fine her. We are going to have to fine her. Just to nip it in the bud, we'll just fine her. So we'll continue that. Arnold wasn't too happy about that. But as I said last episode, Arnold can go suck one. So, there you go, Arnold. My job security is now at risk because of that decision. But as I said, go suck one. Anyway, we're travelling to the Portuguese Grand Prix. Sponsor target we'll go for, again, 1.2 million there. In terms of fit parts, obviously now we've got the new set of brakes here. And we've got the reliability up and the performance up as well. So that's looking very, very neat. So I'm looking good. Kind of parts have been spread. You can see they're pretty damn even. So I'm all good. Let's go practice. It's going to be clear in practice, cloudy in the race, so no rain maybe forecast. Acceleration, obviously, we know is crucial. Low speed, and then obviously the engine is a useful factor as well. Right, with about 3 minutes and 40 seconds left of practice, here's a little bit of a roundup. So, we've got level 1 medium tyre, level 1 race trim. We should hopefully get level 2 on race trim by the end of this thing. We might just about snag level 2 and medium. On soft tyre, I don't think we'll get there, because the only one running on soft tyre is Manger, and she really goes quite slow at building up these levels. So she probably won't get that level 1 soft tyre. That might help her out at the start of the race. But unfortunately, we do have to kind of put our egg into the medium basket just because it will really, really boost CRUZ up a lot more. In terms of setup, it looks like they're feeling a lot better now about it. There were some tweaks to do, a lot more for CRUZ actually again. So it seems like he gets more unhappy about the setup right at the start, but he gets a higher knowledge of this setup. So maybe it's a case of she just doesn't know what a good setup feels like in that general sort of case. And when we come to the end of the session, CRUZ will just about cross the line, enough time for one more lap there. I think the same might be for Manger as she comes across. Yes, she does. So they'll get one more lap each, which will be in a lap. And look at that. We just about get level 2 on medium tyre. So that's great. Level 2 on race and medium. Unfortunately, no level on the soft tyre for Manger. But, you know, we saw last time out at the German Grand Prix last episode, she didn't do too bad without any knowledge of the soft tyre. So might not be such a bad thing. But feeling good about this. I think the practice has gone well, and I'm hoping we can continue on the momentum we got from last race. Right, for empty slots, we're going to go race trim and level 2. Oh, should we go actually light-footed for this? I'll go light-footed for medium tyre. CRUZ will go these two, because obviously that doesn't matter until we get up to a higher stage in the championship. In terms of car balance, he is looking absolutely amazing. So I'm not going to change anything apart from the tyre choice, which will be medium tyre. Fuel option 10 laps. Looking good. For her, though, she did not like the handling. What does she want? Does she want more understeer, potentially? Even more understeer? I put it towards oversteer, because CRUZ liked the oversteer, so maybe she might like it as well. That will also increase the acceleration, which was great at the moment, but with CRUZ, it was even further to the left here, and it was excellent, so maybe that will bode well for her. So, soft tyres for her. She's starting in the front, 6th place. So, as we've done in the past, you know, that seems to be the better strategy. In terms of fuel, the tyres will only go 8 laps. And I remember from last time, the tyres go a lot in this Grand Prix. So, I'm only going to fuel up for 8 laps of this Grand Prix. We're going to go nice and early for an undercut, I think. Again, we can get 1.2 for first in our objective. As per usual, we'll go attack and overtake. Attack and overtake. Let's do this thing. Right, here we go. The second race of the episode for 5 red lights for the Portuguese Grand Prix. 18th and 6th. What can we do? CRUZ with a great start up into 17th place. Manger stays in 6th, goes down to 7th. Into turn 1 they go. She gets 6th back and goes up to 4th. So she's done really well there. Up into 3rd, actually. She's on a roll here. Maybe 2nd. Oh, my word. Girl, what are you doing? Love your work. What a beautiful set of moves there. She's overtaken 4 cars in the first sector. That is absolutely stunning, stunning work. And now she's down to 3rd. I jinxed it. Fuck. CRUZ is down to 19th place. That's fine, though. He's playing the long game. Second last is not too bad. He's playing the long game out. Right, CRUZ is really playing the long game. He's now last place in the middle of lap 2. I hope he knows what he's doing. Because at the moment, I'm telling him to push. We've got the fuel mixture up, so this is just him. So I'm hoping he knows what he's doing. He's really taking it nice and easy at the moment. So I'm a little bit worried, but I have some faith that eventually we'll come back. It's a long game, guys. It's a long game. Meanwhile, polar opposite, Moreira's in second place, doing quite well. Trying to chase after first place as much as he can. Doesn't look like it's going to be any use, but she's trying her best, and she's doing quite well. CRUZ, meanwhile, has overtaken someone, and he's up into 19th, so maybe this is the start. He's up into 18th. Okay, maybe this is where it starts, guys. This is where the overtakes start. Right, on lap 5, Moreira's in first place at the moment. That's because we didn't actually do an undercut like I thought we might have. We actually left it 1 lap later than the leader. That's fine, though, because we had the tyre and the fuel. I wanted to use as much fuel as we could to not kind of, just be, carrying false fuel there. So, in terms of the next tyre that we're going to go to, it's going to have to be probably medium. She's light-footed on the medium, so that'll be good. And I remember from last episode, it was a 3-stop at this race, not a 2-stop. So, there will be another 2 stops after this one. So, I need to keep that in mind. Fill her up completely. Park condition all good. We'll go for a fast pit stop and see how she goes. Meanwhile, CRUZ is in 13th place. I've got him on high and push. Trying to stretch it out a little bit, as much as we can. And then we will go on to a nice set of mediums, I think, really. I think we'll only go on to the softs, maybe right at the end for CRUZ. Or we might just keep on going on mediums, I don't know. In comes Moreira for her pit stop. So, come on, guys. Make this a good one. Make this go. Oh, mistake on that. Good tyre change, though. So, she's going to come out in 4th place. Not too bad. Not too bad. We'll put that down to me. Actually, no. We'll put this to push. We'll put this to high. And that will sort of kind of balance it out. Actually, you know what? Let's start off with overtake mode. Let's really start pushing it a little bit. Because actually, obviously, the tyres are wearing out faster than the fuel is actually going down. So, we can afford to maybe burn fuel to kind of keep them at equal pace by the time we come into the pits. Meanwhile, CRUZ doing pretty okay. I think he can push and attack a little bit now because we got the fuel down to a suitable amount. So if he just pushes now on this tyre for 1 more lap there, CRUZ. 1 more lap. Push everything you got. We'll come in at the end of this lap. Right, I'm going to fill him up 10 laps here. We only went 8 laps on the mediums. So we'll probably go around like, 8 or 9 on a set of mediums. But I'm going to go 10 laps of fuel just so we can put it in overtake mode on the engine for a little bit longer in that stint. And we'll go for a balanced pit stop this time and see how that bodes for us. But at the moment, he's in 6th place. He'll come into the pits, and so he'll go down the order a little bit. But he's a bit out of sync, obviously, CRUZ is, along with some other people who started further down the order. But good on the pit stop there. We're out in 11th place, not too bad. So now we'll go on push on the tyres, but we'll go on overtake around the engine because we can afford to do that. Meanwhile now, as we come towards what will be the 3rd sector of lap 9, Moreira is still in 2nd place on the mediums, got better tyres than the man in 1st place there. So that's why I've dropped it down to only high on the engine mode. Because if we can maybe... We'll already stretch this stint out more than he will. Because he's only got half tyre wear. We've got 71%. But if we can stretch out even more than that, I feel like we'll have an advantage in terms of just having clean air the entire time. And just a bit of breathing room to think about what we're going to do with the strategy. I think that's the thinking there. CRUZ, meanwhile, it's dropped down to 13th. So he's actually not doing too great in this Grand Prix, actually. With overtake mode on the engine as well. He's really not actually doing that well at the moment, which is a little bit worrying. Moreira is in 1st place, as that 2nd place man did pit, so she's going to continue on there. I think we'll actually, we'll drop down the fuel to medium there. We'll drop down the fuel to medium. For CRUZ, I think we'll do the same. We'll drop it to high now. In 1 lap's time, I'll drop it down to medium and try and stretch this a little bit. Because it doesn't look like his actual raw pace is too great around here, unfortunately. Right, Moreira is being chased down by 2nd place man who did pit early for a set of soft tyres. He's really getting a move on the soft tyres, but he's also shredding those soft tyres. So if we can hold him up as best we can, maybe, we can be in a good position to try and, well, just try and do something for this race. So we're trying his best. Nice defense move there from Moreira. That was really good. That was really good. If we can just try and stop him from overtaking us. Oh, he has overtaken us, but we can try and maybe chase him now. He did shred his tyres quite a lot trying to overtake us there, though. So that was a really good bit of driving there from her to try and just slow him down a little bit there. And actually, we're still quite close to him, and he's shredding his tyres. So we're doing really well in that sense. We'll go on for 1 more lap now. At the end of this lap, we'll come in now. Right, for Moreira, we're going to go on to, let's say, medium tyres, and we'll go for fueling. We'll fill her up completely again, because that worked out quite well. That stint that we just did, I felt like it worked quite well. In terms of parts, all fine. We'll go for the balance pit stop for her this time round, because I believe we went fast last time, and we had a bit of a slow fuel stop. So, we'll come in this lap, and hopefully, this will work out. She's looking really good at the moment. CRUZ up into 5th, so he's actually doing quite well as well. On this particular stint. Oh, wow. Even on balance, they made a mistake on the pit. And then there goes CRUZ. There is CRUZ in third place, just behind Moreira. No point of telling her to let him through because, well, don't need to because he's already overtaken her. So, obviously, a bit of a different strategy, but he really got the bit between his teeth and just overtook her like that. So, okay, well done, CRUZ. You can attack this lap now. We'll have just about enough fuel to get around for one entire more lap, and then we'll pit at the end of this lap. So, push on this lap, and then we'll come in on this lap. So, go for another... Should we go for... this is the thing. We could potentially stretch this into a two-stop. We could make the two-stop work. We could make it work. But is it going to be justified here? Is it going to be justified here? You know what? We're going to put him onto mediums, but we'll let him push quite a lot. We'll put on only 8 laps. We'll put in 8 laps of fuel. Oh, or do I put in... I don't know. Do we put in the full 10 and just try and go to the end? We could go to the end. We can go to the end like this. It's just about if the pace will be there to get to the end in a high position. I just don't know. I just don't know. It doesn't seem like CRUZ had the pace this weekend, so we're going to go for this long strategy. Fast pit stop. For Moreira, though, she does have the pace, so I'm going full bars, push. Push like anything, because we're going to make a third pit stop here with her, for sure. Right, CRUZ comes in. It's going to be... Oh, mistake on the fuel. Good tyre, though. Good tyre. Right. Right, CRUZ. You need to really protect the tyres. So go neutral on the driving style. You've got excess fuel to burn, so we'll leave that. We'll leave the excess fuel a little bit right now. We'll put it in high. We'll put it in high. I won't put it up into overtake, though. But Moreira, meanwhile, we've been looking at her. She's going really, really fast at the moment. Up into third place. She overtook someone. Looking very good. And we're burning all the fuel. Chunking out the tyres because we are going to make a third pit stop. We will. I've already decided that. That is going to be a thing that is going to happen. No going back on this. We are making a third pit stop with her. Right, Moreira is in second place. She's got better tyre wear in the first place and third place at the moment. So I think... let's have a look at this. We can probably afford to go one more lap on these mediums. And then actually, wait, hang on. Third and fourth are right here. That's fourth place as well. Yeah, third and fourth are right here. So I think it might actually be worth trying to do an undercut on them and pitting now for soft tyres. We know she can go 6 laps because we took them 6 laps last time. So we know she can do that. In terms of fuel, you only need 5 laps. We'll go 6.7 so she can do overtake modes. Front wing's not looking too great, but we can't afford to have a, added time on the pit stop. So we'll go balance for that. She'll pit in the end of this lap, going for the undercut. Let's hope this works. Let's hope this works. So she comes in. Where will she come out? Where will she come out? She will come out in third place, ahead of CRUZ. So her 3 stops working out very, very nicely. Just showing that CRUZ did not have the pace. He did not have the pace today for anything higher, potentially. We'll see. We'll see. I've now gone on to pushing and high. We'll actually put that to overtake now. Use a bit of the fuel. We've got the fuel to burn now. Same with her. We're just going push for her because we're basically doing the first stint again at the very end of the race. Basically, that's what we're doing here with CRUZ pushing, but we've got it on. We can go on attack. We can go on attack because his tyre temps are really low at the moment. So let's see what he can do from 7th to try and go up the order here. Where is 6th place? 6th place is just down the road. Hopefully he can try and catch them. But at the moment, Moreira is looking really good for 3rd at the moment. I'm hoping it can be more than that. 2nd place man's got some really bad tyre wear on the medium tyres. So hopefully he could be 2nd place by the end of the Grand Prix. I'm hoping. But 1st place, he's made another pit stop and he's still out in 1st. Madness. Madness. He's had some great pace because he's made, I think, 4 pit stops. Potentially, I think. Right, 2 laps to go, about 1.5. Moreira in the moment, still holding her own in 2nd place. Although now we're on medium fuel because we did use quite a lot of the fuel last lap. So we'll just about get to the end of this Grand Prix. We'll put it into low for a tad. Just a tad. Just a tad. Just a tad. We'll now bring it to medium. Okay, there we go. So hopefully she can stay in 2nd. Meanwhile, CRUZ, is he going to get to the end of this Grand Prix? I think he will. We'll need a bit of low for him as well. But we'll just about get to the end. Hopefully in 2nd and 7th it's looking like. So it's not going to be 1st. We're going to miss out on the objective, which was 1st place. So we won't get 1.2. So we might be in the negative now for earnings this race. But CRUZ up into 6th. Looking good. He's got excess fuel, so that's good. Moreira just finished. Oh, no! Oh, she just conked out her fuel. At the end, I thought it was going to be right on the line. But no, it was just a bit before. So she actually ran out of fuel there. And she finished in 4th, not 2nd. Ah. That's my bad then. That's my mistake. I thought it would be so close. She must have literally ran out of fuel. Like, this is the this start-finish straight. She must have run out of fuel literally just as she went round the last corner. Really unfortunate. But still, 4th and 6th is really solid for the Constructors finish. Not going to help CRUZ's case for the championship because he needed a high finish here to maybe get that 12-point gap down. But for some reason, he just didn't have the pace this weekend. He just didn't. So with that, CRUZ stays in 3rd place. There's now an 18-point gap to 1st place for the moment. So not a huge dent in the championship, but it is now 1 round later. So I think it's still going to be very up for grabs, the championship. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. We probably need these two to finish lower, though, in one race. But Moreira moves up the order, up into 13th place, so not too bad. Constructors-wise, we now move back to 4th place in the Constructors. So remember, last season we got 3rd. We are, what's that going to be? 34 and 42. So that's 8 points off where we were last season. We can definitely do that. I'm still gutted, though, that because the way the car performed at the very start, we have no chance of getting 2nd or 1st probably in this season. We'll lose 137,000. Not too bad. I thought it might be worse, and we're still on the green, still looking good with 3.6 million. So all in all, that last race wasn't too bad in terms of points and in terms of money as well. So that's where I'm going to end the video, guys. So leave a like if you have enjoyed it. The next episode, we'll finish out Season 2 with round 9 and 10. So I'll see you guys then. Remember to smash that like button if you have enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. I've been loving the interactions in terms of... I may not reply to many comments on this series just because there's actually so many on every one of these episodes, guys. But trust me, I actually do read through most of the comments on these videos. I'm astounded at the amount of interactivity and how much kind of investment you guys are getting into this series, which is something so strange to me because the videos are so long and it's a very different type of game that I've ever uploaded. So I just didn't think there would be this much kind of interactivity and interest from such a, focused amount of you guys, which is crazy to think. So thank you guys so much for that, and do keep it coming. And let me know in the comments below what you think I should do in terms of any other parts or design or whatever you feel like I should do coming to the last 2 races. Or do you think I should just save my money for Season 3 and make sure we actually nail down Season 3 and win that one so we can get up into GP2? But let me know all that stuff. If you're new around here, then do subscribe for weekly Formula 1 content. I've been over. Home to the rest of the day. I'll see you guys next time.